I face everybody for years. They go, "You don't like it," or "Oh, did I offend you?" And I'm like, "No, that's just a facial expression." But I have to really work on that. But that really stuck with me.
My distraction away, whether it's a pen or something, just so that my face doesn't show it. Because, especially when you volunteer for stuff like what you just shared, like a judge. So, when I volunteer for professional standards and people are sharing their stories, and you have to be neutral, not telling them you agree, and I shake my head a lot, I have to tell myself, I have to keep talking to myself. Don't smile, don't do anything. Yes, that's practice. Thank you, Tiffany, for sharing.
Yeah. And Miss
And that is so true because I was actually in court and I was supposed to be picked for, well, jury duty or whatever, but I was glad it got me out. But like when they brought out the plaintiff, I happened to know them and my face just showed it. And then the judge, as soon as I went up there, they asked me, they was like, "Do you know the defendant?" Because when the defendant came out, your face just, I was like, "Oh man, my face tells everything." But I was glad that it worked that time because I didn't want to do jury duty.
Right, right. Yes. Thank you for sharing, Tiffany. Taisha, thank you as well. We received your message that what she received from the session today is you get more information when you talk less and listen more. Thank you for sharing that, Taisha.
Ms. Janice said her takeaway was the clarifying questions. Those are some really good questions. I hope y'all screenshot that, wrote those down. If you add them to your consultations, if you add them in your personal conversations, if you're in a relationship, in a relationship, and you have to question your spouse or your significant other, start using that. Was that the best course of action at the time? What made you decide to do that? Instead of be like, "You big dummy," like, why would you do that? But what made you decide to do that? That just sounds so much more pleasant and confrontational. What made you do that? Or what made you decide to do that? Or have you thought about your next step? I love, have you thought about your next step? Especially in with buyers or sellers, say a contract falls through. That's a great question. Have you thought about your next step? Like, what do we do? And they could be like, I don't even want to look for no more houses. I'm gonna sign my lease. That's a great question to find out what someone's next step is. Have you thought about your next step? We always say, "Well, what we gonna do now?" Or we always simplify it, or "But what we gonna do now?" kind of sounds a little down. But have you thought about your next step?